Well, until the current outbreak, China has managed to maintain a low number of deaths and infections, according to the official data. The country's overall policy of zero COVID remains in place, and people testing positive still face quarantine or hospital. So what exactly is the policy and how successful has it been? Ivana Skotola reports.
九名家园的居民朋友们，在疫情封控期间，请严格遵守市政府相关防疫规定。
China is determined to continue with its zero COVID policy, even as a new wave of Omicron hits the country.
If we chose to lay down now, our efforts will have come to nothing. We unswervingly insist on zero COVID.
The policy aims to stop reproduction of the virus as soon as it's detected, rather than just controlling it. Mass test and trace, strict isolation and extended lockdowns are used to get an area back to zero new infections as soon as possible. China first started the policy in Wuhan and the wider province in January 2020, just weeks after the virus was first detected there. If you look at COVID numbers, it's been hugely successful. China's infection rates and deaths are very low. Since January 2020, there have been just over 14,000 deaths. That's just a fraction of the US's 1 million. And China's population is more than 4 times the size of the US's. The policy's worked well, but it's getting difficult to sustain. Omicron, for example, is far more transmissible than previous COVID variants.
And people are losing patience with being under lockdown. Dozens of cities in China are currently under a full or partial one. What's more, it's getting costly. In Shanghai, for example, non-essential businesses were closed for 9 weeks.
This really is having a huge effect on the domestic economy. Especially the government is very worried about that. But at the same time, I don't think they're as worried about that as they are about COVID spreading uncontained throughout the population.
It's also thought that Chinese homegrown vaccines are less effective against Omicron. So if China was to change policy now, it could have devastating effects. But something that's maybe more important than all of that is that the Chinese Communist Party National Congress takes place this autumn, where President Xi Jinping is expected to be elected for a 3rd term.
The last thing that Beijing wants is to have a surprise, that is a large-scale outbreak that derail the leadership transition ahead of the 20th Party Congress.
So for now, it looks like China is sticking to its zero COVID policy.
Ivana Skotola there.